Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Lucas with Centralian Exotics. Today I wanted to do a little bit of a more casual video. I haven't really been churning out videos as often as I'd like to. I just started a new job full-time as a wildlife biologist, which has taken a lot of my potential editing time away. But I figured I might as well just start posting some more casual vlog style videos. And if that's something that you want to see more of in general, just more me talking to the camera, maybe featuring a couple snakes, let me know. Comment down below. I really would like to be engaged with the people that are watching these videos, and pretty much any ideas for videos that you guys have, I'd love to hear them. So first things first, I wanted to update you all on my breeding season this year. As you know, if you have seen my Brussels python video, which I will link right here, hopefully, you'll know that I was actually trying to breed a pair of Brussels pythons this year, and it was my first year trying to do so. Unfortunately, it does not look like that pair is going to produce this year. The male was absolutely ready. He was wiggling his tail and performing courtship rituals when I introduced him to the female. However, she was not receptive, and I believe the reason that that is the case is that although they were plenty old enough, those snakes are 5 years old, I don't think she quite had enough size to her to get it done this year. The female just didn't really seem to reciprocate, and again, I think that's because she didn't have the size necessary to be sexually mature. As I've discussed, this is a species that needs to be probably 4 or 5 years old, and females should probably be around 2,000 to 2,500 grams to be breeding size. She was just shy of that 2,000 mark when I started cooling. It was very close, but I don't think she made it. This is not that snake. This is a hypo het stripe that I will talk about a little bit later. I'm not taking that snake that I was trying to breed this year out at the moment, just in case she is actually working on cooking some eggs, which is unlikely but possible. I don't want to bother her. So I'll keep you guys posted if she does surprise me with a small clutch. But I have been palpating and monitoring her for an ovulation, and it just doesn't really seem likely this year, unfortunately. So then you may be wondering, what's the deal with this big girl here? And this is Bertha. She is a hypo het stripe Brussels python, 50% hypo, because in order to get the stripe gene in a hypo, you have to breed a full-blood hypo to a visual stripe, which will be 0% hypo. So all the possible offsprings for this combination are going to be 50% or lower. So this is as hypo as a hypo het stripe can be. And she does have some beautiful coloration, especially out in the sun. If you check out my Instagram page, I just posted a short video of this girl climbing around in the sunshine where those colors were really popping. So this girl is one of 6 animals that are on breeding loan here from Nick Mutton at Inland Reptile. Nick is a great guy. I've bought actually all of my Brussels python from Nick. He, of course, is the author of The Complete Carpet Python, along with Justin Julander. He really knows his stuff. He's kind of the go-to guy, in my opinion, for the world of Morelia, especially Brussels pythons. So Nick was kind enough to send me 6 adult Brussels pythons on breeding loan. So of those 6, there are 2 pairs of the hypo het stripe Brussels pythons, and there is a pair of double het stonewash stripe to go along with the pair of double hets that I already had and tried to breed this season. So I will be putting those 3 pairs together next season and hoping for 4 clutches of Brussels pythons, the 6 animals from Nick Mutton, along with the pair that I tried to breed this year that was unsuccessful. I have no doubt that that female will have plenty of size to breed next year, and the fact that that male was already displaying some tail wagging and courtship rituals is a really good sign for that pair to be successful next year. Of the animals Nick sent me, 4 of them are proven breeders. Both pairs of the hypo het stripes are proven breeders. So that's very exciting. If I don't get a clutch out of them next year, it is 100% my fault. Here's one of the male hypo het stripes that Nick sent over. This one is really pretty, very orange, especially in the sunlight. Really a great example of what a 50% hypo can be. So I'm super excited to produce more hypo het stripes and hypo stripes, of which there aren't too many of in the world, so that's going to be really exciting. So a huge thank you to Nick over at Inland Reptile for sending me these animals and trusting me to hopefully produce some great clutches next season. If you are in the market for a pet snake or a new project, I highly recommend going to Inland Reptile's website and checking out what Nick has for sale. Although I will say, once you get sucked into the Inland Reptile rabbit hole, you're probably going to have a scene similar to this behind me a lot quicker than you'd think you would. He is a scary good salesman, and it shows. Okay, so unsuccessful this season, most likely. 4 clutches next season if everything goes well. That's about it for the breeding side of things. I'm just going to be working this summer to make sure that all the females are at a good weight to go and maintaining the weight on all the males. Male Brussels pythons do not need to be any bigger than this. This is a proven breeder male, and if you choose to get them real big, they probably will not produce well for you. Smaller things live longer and healthier, just with any species, that's the case. And no, we're not starving these animals to death. In the wild, they will not be eating as much as they do in captivity. They do just fine, and of course, I am monitoring the weight, so we're not losing weight, we're just not trying to gain a whole lot either. So in addition to working with those adults, I'm also, of course, raising up the younger Brussels pythons that I have in my collection. This guy here is a full-blood, 100% hypomelanistic from Nick Mutton at Inland Reptile. This guy is a 2018 Brussels python, so he's going to be somewhere around 1.5 years old, I believe, and so I'm working on growing some of these guys up. They're getting fed a little bit more often than I would be feeding my adults, but I'm definitely not power feeding anything because I don't need breeding weight till year 4 or 5 anyway. So we're raising these guys up nice and slow, nice and healthy, and look at this guy. He's got such a beautiful color palette. Really nice example of a full-blood hypo. Of course, darker pigment could develop as he grows and gets older, but at the moment, there is literally not a drop of black on this snake. And I'm really excited to see what he looks like at adult size. So keep checking back for the next few years, and we'll see how that goes. And then outside of the world of Brussels pythons, I am, of course, still keeping my blackheads. This is my male Sirius. He is about 8 or 9 years old. And my plans for this guy are absolutely to try and breed him eventually, although black-headed pythons can be pretty tricky. I am raising up a female. She's just over 1 year old now, and she's growing very quickly. I would get her out, but she just ate. She's behind me in this bottom cage right there. But again, you know, it's going to be a while. It's going to be a few years, so I'm super excited to be keeping these snakes and to watch that female grow, and you know, hopefully years down the line we'll get some baby blackheads going. But as you guys know, I love these snakes so much. They're so cool. And then of course there is Pumpkin, my female Woma python. She's just about 1 year old, and I'm raising her nice and slow and healthy as well. In the future, I definitely will be looking to get a male Woma, and I plan to take a crack at producing these guys. But at the moment, she's all I got. I'm sure that'll change when I have some disposable income. Woma pythons are an amazing species. They're pretty underrated in my opinion. They exhibit a ton of natural variation in pattern and color and are just really beautiful. They do have a reputation for being a bit psychotic, if you will, and that's warranted. I can attest to that. I used to work at the East Bay Vivarium in Berkeley, which is the oldest and largest herpetological store in the country, and we had a lot of Woma pythons in the shop, and they were all absolutely insane. You couldn't stick your hand in any of those cages, or feeding tongs for that matter, without getting attacked by Woma. And when I say attacked, they just think that everything is food. They will literally try to eat your finger. They will literally try to eat feeding tongs. Their feeding drive is just that strong. They're not mean, they're not aggressive, they just love to eat. And it seems like with these guys, either you get one that's completely tame, never bites, doesn't really have that problem with the feeding thing, or you get one that is pretty psycho and will try to eat everything in front of it. So far, this girl is the first one. She has not taken a bite at me at all, but she did try to eat her first pair of feeding tongs last week. So I'm ready for it. I'm ready to get chewed on as she gets older, and it might just be the nature of the beast here. One other thing that I should update everybody on is that I did just acquire this ARS caging rack. So we got 10 high. I believe they're CB70 size bins. I got this for my raise-ups, my younger Brussels pythons, as well as males. They have quite a lot of floor space in this particular design, and at the size that I keep my breeder males, it's perfect. So super excited to have this. As you can see, I do have 3 empty boxes, and as we know, us herp people, they probably won't stay empty long. So I'll update you on that as that goes along. So that's all I got today. I really just wanted to turn on the camera and give everybody an update on what I have going on here in terms of my breeding season and the other species that I'm working with and raising up. Let me know if you like this more casual vlog style video. I'm definitely not trying to go full Brian Barczyk by any means, but if this is something that you guys like watching, wouldn't mind getting the camera out more often to do some of this more casual style of standing and talking and showing off a few animals. Also, please do let me know if there's anything in particular you want me to cover in my next video. I could do an everything you want to know about Woma pythons if that's something that you guys want to see. But I'm really pretty much open to anything. If you have an idea of a subject that you want me to talk on or any species that you want more information on, go ahead and give me a comment down below. I'll try to get that content for you. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoyed it, and comment and question down below. I do try to respond to any and all comments, and I always love to know what the people out there think. All right, thank you so much. Hope everybody's staying safe, staying healthy, and have a great day.